Hey, Shalom Akim, Yahba Tazah, coming back with another video. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahba Shemel Shai. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work of sincerity and truth, striving for the hopeful leg, during all afflictions, and seeking out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Yahweh Shemel Shai, Waharakak Kodash, Barakatam Akim. Alright, just want to jump off with the 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Right, so who's going to deliver you in those days, man? And those days that I'm referring to is when all hell breaks loose here in this land that we know as America, the land of the free. Okay, people don't think it can actually happen here. What they show you on the movies, what's written in the scriptures, what's happened of old. People actually don't want to. The reason they don't believe is because it puts fear in their hearts and it fucks everything up in their life. You know, but that it's coming, man. It can happen at any time. You know, this thing that's going on with Donald Trump and the government shutdown and the signing of the the aid to the ones that depend on the government. You know, this is part of what this scripture right here is talking about, man. You know, you were never told to depend on the government. You were always supposed to use what Yahweh Shemel Shai designed you to do, and to use your body, your hands, your feet, legs to work, man. You know, go out there and work. And now, you know, a lot of these women are the ones that are on these programs. You know, a lot of these women that are single, a lot of these women that, you know, want to treat men like shit or whatever, you know, they are the ones that are on these types of programs. You know, they depend on their income tax, they depend on the government. You know, and we always said it, that Esau is y'all's y'all's daddy, man. Esau is y'all's husband. I'm talking to you women, you Israelite women, you Negro Latinos and Native American women. You know. So the one that's going to deliver you in these days that are coming, man, is Yahweh Shemel Shai. Your daddy ain't going to save you. Your mom ain't going to save you. Your family ain't going to save you. A lot of these women got like fucking 4 or 5 kids, you know, and food is expensive. But as it says right here in verse 19, it says, Behold, famine and plague, tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. And it's not, that doesn't mean the end is already here. This is the beginning of sorrows, man. This is the beginning of what Yahweh Shemel Shai told you was going to come to pass. America's falling. You have to understand that. America's falling, and these people that rule America, they're already getting tired of the bullshit. They already know this place is ran down. This place is pathetic. They don't give a shit about it. You know? Them building that wall, that's just an agenda, man. They want to cause chaos, man. They want to fight. They want to have a reason and to stir you people up, and they're gonna do it, man. Some way, somehow, it's gonna happen through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. The scriptures never told us how it was gonna happen. He just told us it's gonna happen, and to pay attention to the signs. Okay. It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth. Victuals is talking about your rations, your food, man. You know, the food that you get with the food stamps, it's cheap to them because these women get like 6, you know, they have like 4 or 5 kids. They're getting like $600-700 worth of food stamps, man. Going out there and buying all kinds of food, and then at that they go and sell the food stamps on the side. You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't want to buy them? But the point is that that's why they're so good cheap. It's because they ain't worrying about it. The government is paying for all that food, man. You know, but to the working man, to the man that's busting his ass, you know, it's not so cheap. You know, because he's having to feed his family with his own hands, man, his own sweat, blood and sweat. You see what I'm saying? So it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sore famine and great confusion. That's right. So this is the beginning of sorrows, man. You know, they think that the food is good, so good, cheap upon the earth. But when that thing's stripped away, it ain't gonna be that way so much, man. That millions of people depend on the government for them to get fed. You know, and this is all prophecy. Now, this is all we got to do is sit back and watch. You know what I'm saying? We sit back and watch what's gonna come out of this. Okay, the scriptures say a house divided against itself can't stand. Now you got certain Edomites in there that they're not with what Donald Trump is doing. So there's gonna be hell being broken loose everywhere, man. You got certain Americans out here that agree with Donald Trump, what he's doing. They ain't even sweating him because they know, you know, people abuse those programs, you know, that SNAP, you know, you know, depending on the government, not having to work, living in apartments, having to pay $25 rent, you know, because they lose their jobs and they have to adjust their that rent to what they make, you know, and they have a default fee of an amount that if they're not working, they have to still pay, which is I knew this chick back in the day that she was only paying $25 a month when she was jobless. You know, getting damn near $500 worth of food stamps, man. And once she started actually doing stuff for herself, getting better jobs, you know, making more money, they slowly started stripping away that food stamps. You know, and she was still struggling because the food wasn't cheap. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that prophecy fits in. Is a lot of these people gonna be thinking that way because they're getting that assistance from the government, man. The food stamps, that SNAP program. You know, but the famines, evil. It said in verse 21, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sore famine and great confusion. It's just gonna get worse from there. You know what I'm saying? Great confusion is gonna occur more and more. Evil men shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. That's a constant growth up to the point of Yahweh Shem Shai steps in, man. Okay, it's never gonna stop. It's never gonna end until Yahweh Shem Shai steps in and just takes everything out and sets order all over again. But until then, it's just gonna get worse. You know, that's why it's gonna be known as a rude awakening to you so-called Americans, man. You so-called Negro Latinos and Native American Indians that don't want to believe in anything that we're saying or what the Bible says, what Yahweh Shem Shai is telling us to tell you. Okay, it says, for many of them shall dwell upon the earth, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. You see, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And this is gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying? You may not feel. Your family may tell you, oh, it's okay, mijo, just whenever the shit pops off, just come home. You know, we got room here at the house. But eventually, like I said, the evil shall grow upon the earth. You know, it's gonna get worse, and then it's gonna have a trickle effect. If that thing was to happen, there's gonna be a lot of things that is just gonna, you know, that's gonna come out of that. You know what I'm saying? It might even get to the point where, like I said up here in the few verses, let me see where it was. It says in that way you can understand what I'm saying. in verse 18 it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, right? The beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, right here. And the powers shall stand in fear, because they're gonna be the ones that, so-called causes. Really was the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, because he controls the minds of the kings, of men. He governs in the kingdom of men. But the power shall stand in great fear, meaning that they're gonna look back and be like, damn, look what we started, and now we don't know how to fix it. You see, everybody's gonna be basically power is gonna be in their own hands, man. It tells you that here in the book of Ezra. You see what I'm saying? It's not gonna, nothing good is gonna come out of these moves that these motherfuckers are making. Some of them want death and bloodshed, and they want to go to war. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau knows he has but a short time. So they're okay with it. But to you Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, you ain't ready for what's coming, man, because you haven't been in tune with what us brothers out on the highways and the byways are telling y'all, man. So it says, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And that's what y'all gonna be saying. And that's what y'all should be saying right now, and asking brothers, hey, what do I got to do? None of y'all are doing that. There's a very minimum of y'all that are doing that. Or maybe you're just moving along with the flow. Maybe you repent. Maybe you're watching videos. Maybe you're praying. Maybe you're doing what you got to do. But that's between you and the Most High, and that's cool. That's a good thing. But you don't want to be that one in that time saying, woe is me, woe is me. Who shall deliver me in those days, or in these days when they're actually coming to pass? Let me jump down. Verse 23, it says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The tree shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. See, it's going to get worse and worse, man. There's going to be few men on the earth. A lot of death is going to be played out, leading up to the point of Yahweh Shem Yahushai's return. It says, so that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and the cliffs of the rocks. And they're showing you in the movies this prophecy. The big movie that everybody's talking about is Bird Box. And they're showing you how everybody just started, running, and people were dying left and right. And there was few left that were hiding in the groves and the woods and in isolated places, to the point where they're having to travel by a river, man. And traveling on the river is a dangerous place because you have your rapids. So no matter where you go, it's going to be a dangerous situation, man. Whether you're on land, whether you're in the water, it don't matter. It's always going to be dangerous. As in Salaki, let me turn the slide up. As verse 29, as in the orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. There's always going to be a few things that are going to survive. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to diligently seek his elect out of all this chaos. Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And Esau is going to diligently seek y'all out. The Yahweh Shem Yahushua says that we're fishers of men, and they're going to be transformed into hunters. So we're going to be, the elect is going to be doing the same thing. Verse 32, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the field thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. That goes into, A man shall be more rare than the gold of Ophir, man. Verse 34, in the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. See that? It says, hear now these things, and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. You know, don't be believing in Cesar Borgia, what they be saying in these churches, saying that everything's going to get better, everything will be better. Pray for your leaders, pray for your president. You know, we got to love everybody. No, man, you got to believe in this word, this prophecy. And the prophecy, this word tells you how these people, these nations are not for you, man. These other governments, these other heathens are not for you. Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, man. You got to be a dumbass. You are a dumbass for you to believe in that, because the Bible's telling you. Verse 36, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Right? And the word God basically means power. So a man can have power, which makes him as a God-like. But they're not really the God, the Most High. You know, it's like you got Antiochus Epiphanes. You had one of the Caesars in the book of Acts that the people proclaimed that he had the voice of a god, and he was put to death on the spot. Right? Antiochus Epiphanes said that he was a god, and he was put to death. You know, he even said out of his own mouth in the book of 2 Maccabees, that is a foolish thing to say that man is a god. But that's what the word God means, power. But they think they're so high and above the Most High, or they want to be like him. It tells you that in the book of Ezekiel, Isaiah. Behold, verse 37, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in her 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and the sorrows shall come upon it on every side. You see? And that's what's coming, man. It's just going to get worse and worse. It ain't going to get any better. You know? Something that you people and all of us brothers have to be mindful and understand is that we're living in that time. You know? And anything can happen, man. They can use anything to do to fulfill these prophecies. You know? So from there, let me go to Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed to our vain help. In our watching we have watched for a nation that could not save us. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. That's right. So y'all's time of receiving benefits is up, man. And y'all being in a good case, you know, and not wanting to follow Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, y'all gonna meet